All right, cool.
Woo.
Gotta ask for consent.
As Henry Crabgrass always says, ask for consent.
Remember the crabgrass.
I might poke Devin to see if they're going to be here soon because I want to get started because it's already almost 10:30. So I'm going to poke real quick. I can find them. There we are.
Oh.
There.
One sec.
All right. There are noises happening.
There sure are sounds.
It be like that sometimes. All right. Well, I mean, I guess I can do a quick rundown of what happened last time. Last time, guys fought some bandits in the street. That was pretty cool. And you ended up capturing one of them. Welcome back.
Hi. Sorry about that.
Hey, no worries.
It was marvelous.
I'm just kind of doing a rundown of what we did last time. Because I feel like that's the professional thing to do. You guys fought bandits in the street. You ended up capturing one of them. And by capture, I mean, you kind of just, you ran after him, tackled him to the ground, and then left him in the hands of this dwarf woman who did not introduce herself because you guys didn't ask for her name. But she did, however, mention that she is the owner of the Lucky Dancers Tavern, which you guys all went into. And by the way, this dwarf woman is, she's a redhead and she's kind of girthy and she's got elaborate braids in her hair and a nice curly beard. She, at Demir's insistence, took the surviving bandit back to the mayor's house. And you guys all went into the tavern. Lish is still a wolf. You guys managed to find a table, and you were waiting for this dwarf woman to return because she had implied that you guys, well, she wanted to talk to you guys at least.
One would hope. I mean, you know, usually when people just come in and murder a bunch of bandits in the town square, like, usually you don't talk to them, but, like, you probably should.
Usually people turn a blind eye to that sort of thing, but, you know.
Yeah, it's such an everyday occurrence around here.
Mm-hmm.
Small farming village.
Basically.
Small farming village, the bandit attack, you know, just ignore it. It's fine. Everything's perfect.
Everything
is daily life for a medieval fantasy citizen.
Make this farming village great again.
Today it's bandits, tomorrow it's gnolls. Oh, Devin's here now.
Ah. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
How's you?
Hi
I
there.
love your makeup.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just did a quick crash course of where we left off last time.
Sounds good.
You're all hanging out in a tavern. Lish is still a puppy.
Oh, boy.
Also, before we get too much further, how's the music volume? Is it evil or is it fine?
Good, I think.
It's actually good. It's good. Very good.
All right, cool.
For me, at least.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure. All right. So you guys going into the tavern, managed to find a table. You all sat down together. And you are currently awaiting for this dwarf woman to return. If
Is
you
there
want to
anyone at
have
the-
conversations?
Is there anyone at the bar?
There's no one behind the counter right now, but there are a couple of town citizens also in the tavern, and they're looking kind of nervous, and they look your way as you guys come in. And I mean, you guys are you're kind of fucking weird. There's like a big wolf with you. There's a bird. There's a lot of shit going on with those people. Also, a bunch of them are covered in blood. What the fuck is up with that? There are bandits attacking outside. I don't know what's happening. But I'm gonna stay over here in this corner and keep an eye on those fuckers because they're sketchy.
Demir is going to are there any I'm going to walk over to the bar. Is there any any bottles of anything, or like a cask, or any visible drinks that I can grab from from over the bar?
What time of day is it?
It's
Probably too early to be drinking.
It's morning, maybe about 10:34.
I'm looking for their selection of breakfast beer.
Breakfast beer.
I mean, roll an investigation check just for fun. See what you find. Hi.
All right.
Why are you attacking me?
That's a 6.
You find some barrels of what you think might be mead. If you want to take one of the barrels and drag it back to the table.
The menu.
A barrel. I was looking for I was going to fill up a couple of glasses and bring them over, but I guess that doesn't seem to be there, so I'm going to come back to the table and just kind of wait, I guess.
There's no barkeep?
No barkeep.
No barkeep.
You sent the barkeep on her way with that bandit you spared.
Oh, right. I forgot she was also the sheriff / barkeep. The combination. Sure.
Never said she was the sheriff. She was the first person that walked out
Yeah.
into the streets when the bandit attack was over.
Yep.
Shitty town guard they have here, if their town guard is just,
Their town
Only
guard
3
is
people
whatever
live here.
woman
There's
we
bound
know.
to be some overlap in jobs.
You wear many hats when you're in a small town.
He's essentially that guy in the Fire Nation that switched hats and called himself different names.
I think Wolflish is gonna kind of go around the kind of edges of the middle of the bar a little, kind of sniff around at some of the people that are in there, kind of see who's there before making his way back towards the table.
All right. You see just some farmers, random citizens. They are either spending the night there, or they had come in for breakfast. and they just happened to be there when the bandits attacked. There's one guy that looks like he might be something of a bard for entertainment. It's one of those situations where he lives in the tavern and he doesn't have to pay as long as he performs every night. One of those sorts of deals. And he's not doing much. He's looking just as weirded out by this whole situation as everyone else.
I assume that they're maybe a little bit scared, considering I am a horse-sized wolf.
Oh yeah,
That is kind of terrifying, gotta say.
In the door.
Yeah.
they're definitely like, what the fuck is happening?
Covered in blood. Most of it, not mine. Most of it.
Does the bard have a noticeable instrument on him?
He has a flute.
He's going to go over to him and just point to the flute.
Give it to me.
So when you approach this guy, he's wearing clothes that look kind of like they were once nice, but they're hand-me-downs. And he's a human guy, and he's got kind of like light brown hair, and he's got brown eyes, and he kind of just looks at you like when you approach.
B hands him a gold piece and then makes a little flute playing gesture and nods at him.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. We'll do that. I just need to open roll 20. It was a lie. We did need roll 20. I apologize.
His head's in the way.
Heads.
Yeah, from Zoom. I don't know what you just did, but nothing's showing up for me. Also, I think someone just deleted themselves. There's okay, you moved. Never mind. I'm like, there's the head that's missing. There we go. Now it's showing up.
Oh no.
Okay. So this bard just watched this weird bird person walk in, as far as he knows, in the middle of a bandit attack. And most of these people are covered in blood, and they also have this giant ass wolf with them. And now one of them is like pointing at his flute, and he's wondering if it's like one of those dance peasant situations. So he's not really feeling particularly musical right now.
You got him quaking.
Hisses like a cat and takes her coin back from him.
You had a coin?
Yeah, she gave him a gold piece.
So as
you can, Zamir's going to like look at the group there. It's like, the bandits have stopped attacking. You can go now. About with your day.
By this point, the dwarf woman has returned, and she sees you all at the table. I assume B is sort of starting to wander back from her encounter with the bard by now. And she looks you all up and down and says, All right, let me, well, I'll tell you what, do you want any drinks? They're on the house and I'll have a chat with you.
I'll
That
take
sounds
one.
lovely, thank you.
Both were talking at the same time. I missed that. It cut out.
Go ahead.
That sounds lovely, thank you.
What do you
Demir,
want then?
Got anything strong?
We got some Dwarvish ale here.
That works.
Here too, thank you.
All right, day drinking. Anyone else?
He signs something. Leave.
Levy's looking at you signing again. Doesn't mimic this time, but is still looking at you like she's trying to figure you out.
Does the bartender seem to understand at all?
No.
Okay.
I kind of come back from making my little round around the bar over to where Demir is sitting, and I kind of like towards like getting towards Demir, I kind of like nudge the dwarven woman kind of out of the way a little bit and kind of like sit by the table.
But you mind getting your dog there under control and dressing Demir?
He is not my dog, and there is
Well,
no
whichever
controlling
one
him.
of you it belongs to.
There is no controlling him. Will you please just
I
act like a
am not a dog. He kind of gets his like nose like up in the woman's face somewhat, just like
Samir is
Are
going
you-
to reach.
Are you
reach
trying to
up and
intimidate
put-
her or anything?
no, not no.
Okay.
He's just kind of like
There's-
sniffing at her again. He's just
Alright.
He's
kinda
going to
sniffing
reach up and like kind
He's
of
gonna
grab
kind of-
you.
Coo and like put her hand on Demir's, or not Demir, on Lish's little ears. Just,
The,
like not
the-
in a way where it seems like she's attempting to restrain him at all. Just like
pat, pat.
The dwarvish woman kind of gives Lish some ear scratches.
Mm. Your offering is received.
All right, so couple things of dwarvish ale. Anyone else?
Makes a face at that. But...
All right, here it is. And she goes off, and she actually pulls out the barrel that you were looking at, Demir, and she stabs it open and takes a couple of tankards and fills them, corks the hole she made in the barrel, and then heads back over, passes one to Erin and Demir. You guys drink?
Full.
Yep.
Constitution saving throws.
Lish makes a
This is
face.
dwarvish stuff. It's hard.
Yep.
Lish
Okay.
makes a disgusted
Huge frickin'
little
swig.
face and like sniffs the beer as like drinks it, and is just like, why are you drinking that? This stuff is disgusting.
What would you prefer then?
Not
All
that.
right. Erin, you're good. Like you've had some hard alcohol in the past. Before. Demir, this is really hard. You're used to like fine wine and cocktails and stuff like that. This is strong stuff. You get like with that first sip, you get a little bit of a headache.
Yeah, Demir kind of like takes a sip and makes a little bit of a face, and then just like And then like once Lish starts kind of like side eyeing it, just continues to kind of drink it with a little bit of a grimace.
Lish sees her drink that and just kind of like, I told you so.
Shut up.
Aaron's gonna just glug just a huge full of it, and then just continue. Right?
He just side eye.
Oh, go on. B. Go ahead.
No, she just gives them side eye. She's just like,
So at this point, the dwarvish woman, she says, well, so you're all strangers in town, clearly. My name is Nairlin. What brings you here? Why? What? Why
Well-
did you step in with the bandits like that?
Avery, how's that spelled?
There were.
Here. Yeah, I have to find it again because I had already switched tabs because that's how it works. Bam.
Ooh,
Marlene.
Niveen. I was very off.
Yes.
I
Nice to
did
meet
not
you.
see anything.
Well, they were threatening you and seemed to be trying to take this down stuff. And get me if I'm wrong, but I don't really think they had a right to it.
Technically speaking, they did come at us first.
Suppose that's true. I'm just gonna turn just in a direction, not apparently looking at anything, and say, does that mean it's self-defense?
You make eye contact with the bard who's like,
Lish says
This poor
to
bard.
Demir that they certainly were very stupid.
That is, yeah. They were. I will agree with you on that one. Demir, by the way, has been talking to Lish, and none of you can understand what he is saying back
Yup.
there.
yeah, I was gonna say, Nairlin looks at Lish and then Demir, and then kind of gives you a look like, yeah, not your dog, sure.
Oh, and wherever all my manners. Aaron,
And the rest of you?
You can call me Demir. That's B, and I'm not talking to you.
Lee-
I'm not
Lish.
talking to him.
points.
Levy and Tobias both kind of mutter their names shyly. And Nairlin says, bandits used to be a problem a while back, a year or two ago, but they haven't been a problem. But a bunch of people met up in this tavern, and when they attacked the town, much like they did today, they killed him and went off after their leader.
And it was the same leader that they were talking about. The bloody.
Ivan,
I-
bloody.
Remember?
I don't understand it. They had brought back the leader's sword, and even the bloody. They brought back the sword into the mayor.
How long ago was this?
A couple of years ago, and since then there hadn't been any trouble since today.
is confusing.
He signs something furiously. And then tilts her head.
Demir is
I
going
don't know what
to,
you're saying, lass.
Demir is going to
Pat B on the
offer
shoulder.
a pen and paper to B.
Thank you, in Erin's voice. And quickly writes down back from the dead with a question mark.
Do you offer that to Nerlin, or are you offering it to, or just showing it to the other party members?
Offer it to Nirlin.
She looks at it, says, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I could tell you where their fortress was. It's not really a fortress according to the adventurers. She kind of frowns for a minute, like thinking, and then shakes her head and continues. Well, I'm not entirely sure where these people went after the bandits were wiped out, but
Well, they weren't very good at their job, apparently. So someone
Erin's gonna
should
take another sip.
Was it
Clearly, somebody should take care of that issue, because I have a feeling that this Maivan is not going to be happy that you killed all of his scouts.
no, probably not. Niven had the town under her thumb for quite a while. Whenever we asked for help from the capital for more people, more guards, they blew us off every time, essentially.
While y'all are having this interaction, B takes back the paper and writes on the other side, "Can we have 3 cups of water, please?"
Lish is gonna say to
Hands it back to her.
Demir, different people, same name.
Nerlin looks at B's paper and kind of like gestures and then goes back to the bar to get the water.
Gonna see about that. Another sip and call it. 4, please.
Is Demir
You're
saying?
asking for more ale.
No, she's still
Oh, no.
working on her first.
Does Demir say at all what Lish was saying though? As far as he's gonna start nudging you with his nose.
Okay, God, stop it. She kind of like puts her hand on his snoot and like pushes it down a little.
Erin's gonna take the opportunity. I don't know how we're situated around this table, but I'm gonna assume it physically works. Erin's gonna take the opportunity to just push down as hard as he can on Lish's like rear, like trying to get him to sit.
He's sitting. I assume that
Get
Demir's
dogs
at
to
the end of the booth and he's just sitting like right there next to her at the end of the booth. He's too big to fit in like the booth.
While
Isn't that
Erin's
Picturing like a
doing
round
that-
table that you are all
Oh,
sitting at.
round
by the way.
table?
While Erin's doing that, can I try and take away his drink?
If Aaron tries to force him to sit down, Lish will like snap at him.
Okay, one thing at a time. I was gonna say no, you can't,
Sure.
because Nerlin took the tankard to refill it. Lish, if you want to roll to try to snap at Aaron?
Probably first of all, probably like a strength contest check to see if he can even.
That's true. Yeah.
That does seem like it
roll-
would be difficult.
Aaron, if you'll roll athletics.
Yeah, I can do that.
Pull up my dire wolf. I don't have it pulled up.
Where is me? Athletics. Oh, I'm good at athletics. That's a 19.
Is it just a strength, or you want athletics?
You can choose athletics or acrobatics.
I mean, I don't have those skills for the dire wolf. I could just do a strength, whatever.
Okay.
That's a natural 19 plus. Let's see. That's a 22.
Dang.
So, Aaron, you tried to push on the giant wolf's butt to make him sit down, but it's just a rock solid and just turns and looks at you.
Just kind of curls the lip like, try me. We're getting some sass from Aaron. Interesting.
This was not the direction I assumed today was gonna go in.
He kind of like looks at you like, after kind of like curling his lip like back off, he kind of like looks at you like, interesting. And then kind of returns his focus away.
So same bandit, different adventures. And then we show up. Demir is still kind of giving Lish the like, I don't fully trust that this is not your doing.
Perhaps it's a ceremonial title. Whoever is the leader of the bandits gets that name. I do know of systems like that.
Oh, like the Dread Pirate Roberts?
But by this point,
Was that a character?
Same brain.
by this point, Nerilyn has returned and she's brought B the cups of water and refilled Aaron's tankard. I'd like you to roll another Constitution saving throw when you start
No.
drinking.
B, as soon as this happens, slides Aaron's tankard over towards her and puts down one of the cups of water in front of Aaron.
Many thanks. And I'm gonna drink the water and then realize that it's not beer and then just set it down and continue about my business.
She puts the other cup of water on the floor next to the dog so he can drink it.
Aaron's budding alcoholism is disappointing.
And she's just holding her talon on Aaron's beer cup like this. And with her other hand, takes a sip of her own water.
So Nerilyn says, if you'd be willing to help, I'd be most appreciative, but I'm not sure if these bandits maybe were bluffing perhaps about Niven's return.
That does seem possible. It would lend a lot more credence to that's. I mean, assuming that a party did get her, we would only know that Erin herself is gone. It would be quite possible that there's just bandits around that used to be part of that crew.
There's not much I can offer you in return, but I can give you free rooms for a few days.
It's very nice
We're
of you.
just passing through. There's not really. I mean, I think I have a contract somewhere else I have to get to.
We'll take it. And then he drinks more water.
Well, I don't blame you for not wanting to get entangled in our town's troubles, but I'm appreciative for whatever help you can lend. I can also put in a good word with Pearl over at the general goods store for discount. But do any of you have a map I can point out where their headquarters was, according to the adventurers last time anyway?
Be great, but I actually have no idea where we are. And then I'm gonna finish that glass of water.
Then at which point she turns to B and says, maybe it's a good thing you took his glass away.
He nods. He'll slide her like half a cup of water over towards Erin to replace the empty cup, and hands the empty cup at the dwarf lady. Kind of clicks.
Erin's gonna look down at that and be like, oh, I thought I finished that. And then back up.
Go ahead.
I don't have a map, but does anyone else have one?
I do not. I don't even have pockets.
You're a wolf.
I got pockets under this fur somewhere.
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 You got flowers, but no pockets.
I got flowers. I got
Much like women's clothing.
Shape into a kangaroo and then just pull a map out of your pocket somehow.
terrifying.
I'm looking to see if perhaps
Draw it on a napkin. You got paper?
We do have paper
Yeah.
from B.
I was
Remember
wondering
that?
if like Levy had one.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Because
Let me
I
check.
still have access to Levy's character sheet.
Probably a good thing.
Nice.
And I have actual paper.
On your person?
Yeah.
I've got a map. If none of you have one, give me a moment. She wanders off with the empty cup that once held water. So the way the tavern is laid out is that there's the ground floor and then the bar on one side and a kitchen behind it and then there's stairs going upwards opposite the front door. So she kind of leaves the empty cup by the bar and heads upstairs.
Demir is kind of like kind of absent-mindedly scratching Licious' snoot because she still has her hand on it, and taking another grimace sip of the ale.
You could
A lot.
swear that he's laughing every time that she takes a sip and grimaces.
Strong for you?
You're just
No. Fine.
Aaron's gonna absentmindedly drink some of the water, but while staring at the mirror, and it's very unclear what the point of that was.
Actually, while the barkeeper is away, I am going to give 2 gold pieces, 1 silver piece, and 6 copper pieces to everyone at the table.
Oh,
Here, I got these off of the bandits. They probably belong to someone else, but we got them, so.
but
And-
we don't know who that is or how we'd get it back to them.
Yep.
What's that number? Sorry.
No, we don't.
2 gold pieces, 1 silver piece, and 6 coppers.
2 gold,
and-
1 silver, 6 copper.
Samir is going to put the remaining 2 gold and 3 silver pieces on the table for the barkeeper.
In
Oh,
your own
I guess I didn't have money at the start of this adventure. That's fine.
So I have dragged you over to just a fast and sloppy world map page on Roll20. And when she returns, she brings back a map of just about this area here that I put in this nice box. And it's not a very big map, of course, but she points out that you guys are about here-ish and out in the suburbs.
Mhm.
But the bandits, according to the adventurers, they were out here in the purple tunnels.
Who were the other adventurers who came through?
Are you asking who or where?
Who?
She kind of like leans back and thinks for a minute. She scratches her beard. It's all that I can't really remember.
Mhm.
Well,
Anything you
I suppose it's
remember?
on the way to civilization, so. Quick question. So Riverwatch, Sinue and Opius, they're like kind of smaller towns too,
Yes.
I assume?
Well, Sinoon it's decent sized. It's not like New York City.
Okay.
But like it's a port city. If you want like a larger port city, that's over here in Isra.
Okay.
And then OPS it's a relatively large in comparison to Treehouse. But it's not as large as the capital. It's it's got its own like economy in a way. It's got fishing and it's got like farmland trade over in the fields, and a lot of the trade for the continent for the southern half goes through OPS and then to Avatix.
Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, sorry. I'm just talking to myself, never mind.
No worries.
Oh.
Purple caverns?
The purple tunnels, they're ancient, really. Apparently they were made by purple worms centuries ago, but there hasn't been a purple worm seen in this area in hundreds of years.
Probably for the better.
But the caverns they made are left behind.
All right. Well, I was headed to the capital. So where were you?
capital? Avetics? Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Levy's not here.
If
Erin,
you had a
where-
question for Levy, I could probably answer it, but
just trying to figure out where everyone was coming from or where they're going to. So actually, yeah. Tamia's just kind of go look at B and Erin and where were you guys coming from, headed to?
Oh, around. And Aaron's gonna probably start checking the water again.
That's not suspicious at all.
No, why ever would it be?
Lish kind
I
of
mean-
looks at Demir and like kind of goes,
B?
B's going to write in the margins of the piece of paper she's been using. Doesn't matter where I was coming from, and where I was going, it turns out, is here.
Fair enough, I suppose.
See? B gets it. I'm gonna pat B on the shoulder again.
When asked, Tobias is kind of dodgy about his
Because no one else has
Um,
been.
his origins.
Anyone
answered the question.
being
Levy states that that she's from the farmlands up north. So like this nice light green stuff all over the place, that's supposed to represent like more like farmland.
Alright.
This is my first like map that I made.
Beautiful.
it looks
Oh.
really good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Used a program for it, but still this was me trying to figure out how things worked. So the country you're in currently is like this area thereabouts, like mountain range, but not to the far north. I can post the country borders in the chat again later, but you're in this country right here. To the north is called the Unclaimed Lands, and then the smaller country to the east is called, hang on, let me pull it up again, Eylin, Eylin. And the country you're in is called Naveli, Naeveli. And then again, to the north is the Unclaimed Lands. And so you've got a couple of mountain ranges here. You've got some forestry. There's some mining that goes on in this city here, and mining and fishing here. And then there's hills over here and near the mountains. This is farmland. And then, yeah.
What's the chunk of dead trees in the top and on the right?
That's in the unclaimed lands. You wouldn't know that.
All right. So we have mysterious adventures that no one can seemingly remember. A bandit leader who apparently was supposed to have been killed and is now back. And there's all of us who woke up in a field brought here by somebody mysterious who stole our memories. And as she is listing out these things, Demir is getting more and more glaring at Lish as she is speaking. Who stole our memories and placed us in a field, not of our own means. For
He's
some
got
unknown
his
reason.
head. He's got his head in your lap, and he's looking up at you.
Lish, by the way, you'll know that your wild shape is probably going to wear off soonish.
I have an hour, so just tell me when the hour's up. That's fine.
Yeah, it's been about 45 minutes, but I just thought I'd give you a warning.
Great. Gonna get as much use out of this as possible.
Being the dog, being the dog.
Be the dog. Feels the dog.
Look, I only get 2 a day. I gotta make the most out of it.
And when you use it, you lose it. You don't get to like split that hour up over multiple.
That would be great.
He has disappeared out of the frame.
So that's quite the weird situation, I suppose, for you. I am still headed towards the capital.
I mean, seem like you need help, and I'd like to provide that.
Sorry.
What do you even hope to find in the capital?
An escape from you.
He kind of does not have a response for that.
Well,
Don't you think that these people deserve some help? Hmm?
I'm sure they can help themselves.
It's not
Does
like
no one else hear him?
I do, yeah.
Do you have understand animals on?
No, I can hear Demir.
Oh, yeah. But you can't understand me.
No.
No one else
Number
hear
of
him.
party
I'm
members
only
we have
hearing
who
half
are
of this conversation, but definitely reacted at they can take care of themselves. Because that's pretty obvious even without context.
Mhm.
and Lish just kind of like looks up at her and kind of tilts his head like it's not like you don't have time.
Okay, no one else can hear him. I'm the only one.
just you.
He kind of looks at everybody like
Are you?
Zamir just kind of puts her face in her hands, and then takes another long, grimaceful sip of the ale.
You
Maybe
really
he could write to. Oh, wait. Pause. Those don't have thumbs. Never mind.
you really should stop drinking that.
No, fuck you. I'm going to finish it.
And gonna not like doing this, but gonna turn to Evie and be like, "You said we should stick together, and I think we should at least. I'm going to gonna stay and help."
Levy kind of pipes up that she thinks that they should stay and help, and that they should also stay as a group.
I don't think that was me that said that, but I don't remember who was, so I can't.
Said what?
That we should stay together.
That was Levy.
Yeah.
Evie, I think, yeah.
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 Levy searching for her cousin.
Mm.
My cousin.
So,
About what time does my wolf wear off?
You got at this point, just in game time, maybe 30 minutes left.
Okay. They got plenty of time.
Well, wait, actually,
I mean, we really
I'm
haven't
thinking
been
about it.
very long. The fight was only like a couple minutes.
You took the fight. You've been in the tavern, waiting for the dwarf to come back, and then talking about it. And then she's been running off and getting drinks and stuff and maps.
You ever bring me more water?
Actually, it's probably closer to about like 15 minutes left.
Because I very pointedly handed her an empty cup that used to contain water, and she never brought me more water. I'm offended.
You didn't ask her for it, any. She's the barkeep. She thought you were just done with it and just put it back on the counter to be washed later.
Rude.
can we have some more water?
I can do that.
This is
He goes and
disgusting.
gets you more water now because he was asked.
Thank you for on asking. Running around.
She comes back and brings you each another cup of water.
With the price of meat, what it is when you get it.
Gonna-
Zamir's going to look at Aaron and Levy and like, well, since you two think we should stick together and solve this bandit issue, what do you want to do?
Well, we have a lead on where they might be, or at least were. I don't love the amount of just time that if it's a dead end, but I'm sure going there we might be able to get a better picture of either they'll be there or maybe there'll be some sign of what actually went down with them. Either way, it seems like it's pretty likely to give us some new information, and I don't think I'm going to finish that sentence.
Well, it's something. Should we speak to the boy?
Man, you know what?
You can tell us where their hideout is, if it's still there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Then Aaron's just gonna start chugging his water again.
Demir is going to turn to the barkeep, Narlin, and can we keep this map?
I mean, sure, I don't get much use out of it. And remember, the map is just in the little area with the square.
Yeah, that's
here.
fine.
And she marked out that you're here. Purple Hills are here-ish. Or the purple tunnels, I mean.
Okay.
Purple tunnels.
Purple tunnel.
Aaron's going to.
No, go ahead.
Aaron's going to have finished his water and then set it down and just mumble under his breath. This hasn't been beer in several drinks.
Honestly, my friend, it's the more palatable of the two options.
He just kind of sighs, takes a big sip of her water, and gives him the rest of it, and just kind of hangs her head.
Actually, Demir is going to try and sleight of hand do a switcheroo and switch the water for the beer again. So give Aaron the rest of her beer.
Roll sleight of hand. And Lish, are you trying to keep an eye on the beer at all?
I mean, I've been doing it.
I don't care. I just think Aaron's been particularly thirsty this morning, and that's kind of interesting.
Can I make a perception against that?
Oh my god!
Yeah, well, Ashlyn, you had rolled a 19 sleight of hand. Demir, however, has rolled a 5. So you kind of slosh the water all over the table. But the beer is fine.
Fine. The beer is just going to like hurriedly drink the rest of the water.
B just starts just screaming.
Aaron's gonna take beer that seems to just be looking around and
He's going to slap
Well,
it out of his hand.
clean this up.
Great noise. A+. 10 out of 10.
A+. Seriously.
Thank you. It's my only talent is just making terrible sounds.
Nerlin at this point says, hey, we're not going to be having any bar fights in here. If you
Batman's just
fight,
gonna
take it outside.
scooch his chair back and just take his hands away.
And shrink, apparently, too.
He's so small. Oh God.
Someone cast enlarge person, quick.
Think we're high enough level for that. What even are my spells? I just don't know.
Oh, don't worry. If I needed to be big, I could
The bartender currently paying attention to us?
I think I did say that under my breath. Kind of mumbling.
Say what?
Avery, is the bartender currently paying attention to us?
Yeah. I mean, she's standing right next to your table talking to you guys.
Okay, you've been having her go in and out. I just wanted to make sure. B is gonna make eye contact with her and point at the bard and like kind of tilt her head.
Please, a distraction. Anything.
But she glances at him. What? What about him?
She does a little gesture of playing a flute.
He only works nights. If you want to see him perform, he performs at night when everyone's here and drinking. Between you and me, though, he doesn't. He's not that good.
Wow.
Wow.
Rude.
Who's sadly.
And at this, it's going
There's
to-
there's a if you're looking for entertainment though, I'd recommend going up to Opius. They have something of an arts college there. There's plenty of bards and
I want to.
painters and such.
Is there a library?
Yeah, that's actually where the country's archives are.
Aaron's gonna turn to B and be like, thinking for a minute. Have you ever heard someone singing?
Sorry, who's here?
B kind of
Let me
hangs
feel
her head. And like she wobbles her hand a little, but like also shakes her head.
I'm gonna pat B on the shoulder again.
How sad for you.
Well, that sounds like fun. You want us to stick together? Let's go there.
Okay.
And Zamir is going to hand the bartender the last of the money and here you go for your trouble.
Oh, no, it's
No.
on the house. You took care of the bandits
from the
outside.
It's from them. If you don't
Persuasion.
want
She wants to reward you guys for
Being nuisances.
18.
right, fine. But from now on, you don't pay here, all right? Yeah, you've done our town a service.
We're glad to do it.
B's gonna say in Demir's voice, "Thank you for your hospitality."
Hey, let me know if you need any rooms or anything. And she kind of wanders off and starts checking on the other patrons.
I'm having so much fun keeping track of everything everyone has said.
Right? I'm
Thank you,
so
man.
glad.
So what are we doing, guys?
Gonna go kill some bandits or something.
That sounds
Wow.
just about right.
Yeah. I mean, the only
She just
the only
wants
thing
someone to make music for her so that she can like have that sound bite and make music.
That's so
Just
well.
wait until I level up as a bard. It'll be great.
I am going to kill you. So,
Okay,
yeah,
but to
the
be
only-
fair, were you going to anyway?
yes,
You don't know anything about it.
he certainly can try.
I certainly can try.
Yeah, the only thing that Demir had thought is that maybe we want to interrogate the guy that we captured, but since no one else seems to be all that interested in doing it, she's not going to.
I'm interested.
It seems like a good idea.
In his voice, Marmorn.
Marmon. Well, Demir is going to go over to the barkeeper again, Narlene, and just, you took him to the mayor's house, the bandit we captured?
I took the bandit over to the mayor's house. He's got a couple of cells under there.
What does he
I-
need those
I
for?
I spoke to the mayor
Ooh,
about
mayor.
I spoke to the mayor about you folks, and I'm sure he'd be amiable to allowing you to to speak with the men if you want.
All right. Yalla, let's go. Yalla. And Demir is going, like, gestures at the group and then, like, starts heading towards the door.
Aaron's gonna, like, shove his chair out and then very carefully push his chair back in and then rush off.
I am both angry but a very polite boy. Ah,
Excellent.
my rage.
Oh,
is
by
so
the way,
fine.
Lish, you got about a 5-minute warning
Okay.
before you're no longer a pupper.
No! Pupper, Lish. The only tongue
So
with
much
the
better
Lish.
as a wolf.
It's because I can't talk to everybody. That's probably why.
So Demir is going to head towards the mayor's house. I assume it's pretty obvious which building it is.
Yeah, it's clearly the largest and nicest looking house. Let's see. Let's do-
Avery, could I use thaumaturgy to lift all of the various beer and water that had spilled back into its glass?
I think it's a
You
prestidigitation.
could probably- Yeah. Thaumaturgy is more for like you can make little sparkles appear, change the color of your eyes, or open all the windows. Make rumble or a slight tremor. You could spread it out more if you wanted, but that's more of a prestidigitation thing. Leaning.
Fair Okay. Well, then there's nothing I can do. I was just gonna try and clean as we left. But I guess I'm just gonna be a jerk and run off.
Yep.
We're all
Um,
dicks
all right.
in here.
So Tobias and Levy follow along.
Woo.
They're the shy, awkward babies, so they're not talking all that much.
At least they
But
can
yeah.
be shy, awkward babies together.
Hello, awkward baby.
They are. They're friends. They're kind of like, hey, you're the other awkward person. Let's stand close to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Right?
talk.
Give more affection.
Hands.
That's a
They're not holding hands yet. That's too intimate for them.
They like reached
know, all
hands
the-
out to each other last time. They were like, "When?" That's how I saw it.
Demir is going to. She waits for everyone to get to the mayor's house before going in, but shortly after everyone has kind of arrived, she just goes in.
I think that probably Demir like really booked it kind of in front of everybody.
Not like booking it, like running to get out, but more like, come on, I'm going, I'm moving.
I think in the spare kind of moments that you have before everybody else catches up, Lish kind of pops back up as a man.
So the mayor's house looks kind of, well, it looks like a weird combination of like a fancy entrance hall and an office. There are a couple of people kind of bustling about. There are a few desks.
Thank you.
The largest desk is opposite the front door, and it has a human man sitting at it. In real life, he'd probably look kind of Japanese. He's got dark hair, and he's kind of like bent over filling out some paperwork. And there are maybe a couple of guards inside. And then a door to the left and to the right. Sitting in front of the desk is a little girl. She is a half elf. She has dark hair and she's playing with a little toy rabbit. There's a clear resemblance between her and the man sitting at the desk.
Demir is going to go to the man sitting at the desk. And if he doesn't look up, kind of clear her throat.
He does look up actually as you approach, and so does the little girl. She kind of like is still holding her rabbit and looks up and is like looking up at all these like big tall people coming in. And
how young does she look? How young is she?
She's about 6 years old. And as I said, she's a half elf. She's got little tiny pointy ears, and she's like holding onto her rabbit, and she's kind of like both frightened and awestruck by these weird people coming in, like as kids tend to be. Just holding onto her rabbit, and you can see that the rabbit, it's like slightly anthropomorphic in the way that children's toys are. It's got long limbs and it's got long ears too, and the ears look very soft and like they've been worn away. The softness has been worn away in some places. But the man sitting at the desk looks up as you guys approach, and he's like, "Oh, you must be the guys that Nerlin told me about."
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. Are you the mayor?
I am, yes. My name is Riku.
And
It's nice to meet you. We have spoken to Nalin, and it seems that you have
why are you eating the corn?
It's not even cooked, Ashlyn. What the hell?
Keep food close to your face.
Did you wash it first?
Sampling the goods.
Mom is next to me shaming you, by the way.
There's more. I'm not interfering with my costume. I'll just get one of the other ones.
It's not even cooked.
Raw
To
corn.
cook corn to eat it.
I mean, it's very astringent and could probably cause you some stomach issues. I mean, you're
Okay.
probably fine. It's just like not great. for
You're
the-
hungry. Just come downstairs and get some cheese or something.
Uncooked cheese.
Is that not almost as bad even? Just starts
You're
eating.
lactose intolerant. So yeah. I heard we've been told that you have a reoccurring bandit problem.
Apparently so. These bandits had been killed a couple of years back. So I'd been told, but we don't have the resources to go after them now.
By a bunch of bandits, or by a bunch of adventurers a few years before.
That's right.
Do you remember who these adventurers were?
He kind of thinks for a moment and he shakes his head. I remember them being there, but I can't quite picture their faces. And at this point, the little girl, as I said, she's got dark hair and kind of light brown skin. She kind of like starts to approach Lish a little bit because like that's a giant puppy
I think he's
Okay, yeah,
seems
no.
pretty bad.
If I can stay a wolf, I will stay a wolf, and I am definitely smitten with this little girl. And if I'm still a wolf and not a man, I will go up to that little girl and start playing with her.
You've got like 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I think this is about where that should wear off.
Yeah. But nevertheless, little girl sees puppy. She's starting to
child.
edge forward a little
Frolicking
bit.
with puppy.
Big puppy.
Suddenly a fully grown man.
She's 6. All puppies are big to her.
Shockingly, he's a lot smaller as a man than he is as a puppy.
Still a tall man.
Well, we have some questions for the bandit we captured. If we can speak to him.
He kind of looks you guys up and down, and he sees that you're clearly the people involved that
The blood.
Neerling
What was
had
it? Yeah.
described. She's like,
What could have given us away? The bloody wolf? The
bloody
not like
wolf,
we're all-
maybe the weird bird person. Who knows?
The one with
Like,
the
she's
glowing
like-
eyes.
The two with the
He looks at you guys and he's like, that can be arranged, I think. And he like beckons one of the guards over, and the guard is just standing there kind of like with the hand on the sword at all times, but he looks kind of bored in general, but he looks pleased that something is finally happening.
Aww.
Cute. Mayor Riku says, take these people down to the cells so that they can speak to the prisoner before he's transported. And the captain's like, and the guard captain's like, yes, sir. This way, please. And starts leading the way to the door to the right.
Can I sense motive, Aaron and Demir? How drunk or not drunk?
Roll insight.
Insight, yeah, that's what I meant. We're playing D&D and not Pathfinder.
Are we?
Uh-oh.
really.
One for each or one for both?
I mean, one for both because you're trying to figure out the same thing from.
Okay, I got a 10.
I mean, it's a 10. Aaron drank that whole thing.
A lot of water.
I drank like
And a lot of water to balance it
cups of
out.
water,
He's
yeah.
probably gonna have to go to the bathroom pretty soon.
Fair point.
A big boy.
But like, you haven't really known either of them long enough to be able to tell when they're intoxicated. But like, Demir looks a little unhappy.
A little
She's not like, she's not hammered, but like, she's like, I probably should not have had that.
fair enough. I'm gonna hold Demir's hand.
What?
Aw.
Hi. Demir is very unsure about what to do, but kind of lets this happen. It's kind of like, oh. All right. Demir is following the guard to the right.
That means B is by extension.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
One's following them, but one's trailing and breathing deeply.
Part of me is just like, I'm also following as a man with the child in my arms, going, you guys.
Are we
I mean,
kidnapping
the
this
mayor
child?
would not let you take his tiny daughter
And he see
with
me.
you to. Are you going to try and kidnap this child?
leaving the building.
It's not
Okay,
shoplifting
so,
if you eat it in a store.
Turn back into a man at some point. I don't think the child.
Well, yeah,
probably
you've
likes that.
you've already turned back into a man.
Was it role playing
She
with the
is
child?
much less excited about you now, but she does like the flowers in your hair.
I like to
Aw.
imagine what happens is that the little girl was going over and petting the giant wolf and kind of had her arms around his neck the minute he turned into a man, and so is now dangling on the off the floor.
In addition to a
I
flower
mean, yeah,
crown,
pretty-
you have a
pretty
child
much.
necklace.
He kind of I mean he like sets her gently down on the ground and is just like, well, I'm not a wolf anymore, but here, would you play with Bright Mellow for a little bit? And this little kind of stick insect like pixie comes down from his hair and he says, you treat this girl very nicely for a while we're here, and hands Bright Mellow to the little girl to play with.
So the little girl is ecstatic. She's like, "Hi, can you talk?"
Bright Mellow is like very expressive. His like body language is like hello, but like all the little girl can hear is like a tinkling of like little bells, like
Tinkerbell.
You're really pretty. My name is Mitsuko.
And Bright Mellow just kind of like chitters excitedly and just kind of like buzzes kind of around her head and kind of like tugs at her like pointy little ears.
And she holds up the rabbit to Bright Mellow and said, "This is Usagi. She's my best friend."
And Bright Mellow is very much enthralled by all this and like just starts to like interact with the rabbit, just like goes and plays with the floppy ears and tweaks on the little tail and seems very happy to be playing with
All right.
the kid and will entertain.
So those two start playing together. Dad is a little bit like, that's weird, but doesn't seem to be hurting my daughter. I'm going to keep an eye on this, but I'm not going to stop her because she seems happy. He's kind of got that vibe going on.
No vibes for the sudden man playing with this.
I mean, hey, they live in fantasy universe. Weird shit happens all the time. The town was just attacked by a half giant and a gnome.
Lish will
And a human guy, but you know.
Lish will kind of like pinch her cheek a little bit, pat her on the head, and he'll head over to where everybody was headed down the hall.
Anyone else have anything to contribute?
Not just waiting.
So,
All right. So the guard opens the door on the right, and there's a staircase leaning downwards. There's some torches on the along the wall, and he kind of takes one of them and starts heading down. There's another guard down, another couple of guards down there actually. And there's cells along one side of the wall, and the other guards that are down there sitting at a table, just kind of playing cards and low key keeping an eye on the prisoner. But like, you know, they're in the middle of a card game.
You know,
He's not getting out. It doesn't fucking matter. But they do look up when you guys enter, and they see that you're being guided by another guard, and they kind of nod as the first guard takes you to the cell.
Lish kind of comes up behind everybody and kind of leans forward and is like, where were all these guards when the bandits were in the town?
That is a very good question. And Zamir is not keeping her voice low in response to that. That is a very good question. Where were these guards when the town was in danger.
By the way, you've only seen 4 guards total.
Yep. She is not.
That's a lot
She's
of
not.
guards, considering the bartender had to escort this guy to the prison.
Yeah.
You know,
Not-
any number is a
Seems
big
like-
number.
One.
considering that the
Seems like
bartender
part of their job.
had no prison.
Yeah.
Nobody even
It
came
does
and
seem
moved
like
it
part of
down
their
to
job.
town, like in response to come collect the prisoner. No.
You can.
Not even out there trying to calm down their citizens.
None of them even showed up to watch. The only person who was there was this random, like, bartender.
Mhm.
Today I'm shaming the
feel like-
guards.
To their faces, even.
To their faces. And Samira is not being quiet about it. She's making sure that they're overhearing what her opinions are.
You're just fucking
It's kind of
ignoring you.
administrative failing.
The guys that are playing
Never happens
cards,
where I come from.
guards that are playing cards are involved in their game, but the guy that's like leading you kind of gives you all a look
What?
and then says, if you want to interrogate the prisoner, interrogate him now.
Can I just say,
I have a job to do.
he says in Aaron's voice,
Job.
too strong for you, huh?
My job is to protect Mayor Riku.
I'm sure you do a good job of that.
And fuck everyone else.
Yet to be dead. I'm gonna nod along, like I'm agreeing.
If someone wants to roll insight, they can.
Yeah.
I can do
Yes.
it. It's my best skill.
Oh,
What is it? What's your plot?
yes, please.
23.
Your plot
Damn.
is 23?
I rolled the 20.
No, she. Yeah.
I got a 21.
Okay. So you guys can tell pretty easily that this guy is embarrassed, but he's trying to pretend that he's not. He's trying to play the tough guy, but like he straight up didn't even really know anything was happening until the bartender brought in the bandit you guys captured.
There was like a bell ringing in the streets and everything, wasn't there?
There wasn't. This is a small town.
Weren't they
Fair.
like banging pots and pans, getting the whole town's attention as they were walking through? I feel like I remember that.
They were
getting-
shouting. So the way that the town is set up is it's more, well, the main part of town is more of one main street, and there's a few buildings on either side, and then at the very end is the mayor's house, and the opposite side is where the bandits had come in.
Good to know.
Like, it's a small town. There's like this main street of town is mostly just used if people need to go and get a drink at the tavern or pick up supplies at the general goods. Most of the community is on the outskirts within the farms.
What I'm hearing is, so it's linear, right? So one guard could be watching the whole ass town station.
From one end of the
There's
street.
4 guards,
Oh
and
my
one of them's
God.
job is just to stand at one of the ends of the road and like occasionally like turn his head.
But
They
then,
were
then the mayor
They were
wasn't
all inside.
though. The mayor though.
inside of the mayor's place. The guard captain had called them inside to discuss things.
Things.
Weak.
Well, I am certainly not impressed with the administration of this kingdom. And Zamir is going to go over to where the prisoner
in his cell. It's of course the same guy you've seen before. He's looking kind of just very dejected, and he's just sitting there like, what am I gonna do with my life now?
No.
I'm in jail and I can't go back to the bandit clan. This is the worst day.
You had a bad day.
Dang.
Got eaten by a wolf.
Hey.
And
Hey,
he looks up and
Mama.
he's like,
We
what
have some questions for you.
what do you guys want?
What do we want? Don't we know where this camp was?
Where is your boss? Where is your camp? Where is your boss?
He kind of looks relieved that you guys aren't here to beat him up or anything, but like kind of reluctant to share. He's like, I can't tell you. They'll kill me.
I don't think it's them you have to worry about right now.
Roll intimidation.
Let's see if I can roll better than I've been rolling all afternoon. Okay, that's correct.
You had a bad day.
Day.
You forgot, kid.
Ooh, dirty
Ooh.
20.
He kind of like leans back and he puts his hands out and he's like, they're over in the purple tunnels.
Demir's going to take out the map here.
He looks super
Yeah.
uncomfortable, by the way.
One would hope.
Yes, yeah, they're in the one just beyond the lone oak.
Alone.
You'll know it when you see it.
And what sort of fortifications are there? Do we have to look out for guards?
It's just a cave. It doesn't look like much. Beyond the first bend, but there are a couple of there should be a couple of guards close to the bar area.
Okay. Did we already get from him what did we ask him about the Niven the Bloody's return yet, or he didn't have anything to say on that, did he? I'm trying to remember.
No, he did not.
All right. Well, Demir's going to look at the rest of the party. Anything else you think we should ask?
Does he have a map of the tunnels? Can he draw
Oh,
it?
yeah. Do you have any maps, any guides, anything to get us through? We'll be taking care of those bandits for you, so you won't have to worry about anything else but what's going on in this cell.
He looks kind of guilty, but he looks scared of you at the same time. But he's like, a map of the tunnels, or where it is.
Both.
Beaver, can you draw it out?
B hands a piece of paper and a ink pen.
All right. Just rolling to see how good of an artist this guy is. So let me see. I'll go down here to this area where he's still on. So let's see. He kind of draws like uh, a hill with a little oak tree on it like this. And then beyond that, there's another hill with more of a mound with an entrance in it. And then he, next to it, he draws something. Let's see. I have to actually look at this map that I made. God.
The indignity.
I have to pull it up just to make sure I'm getting it right. Okay. And he draws something sort of like that in regards to the layout of
Well, that's clear.
the cavern.
All right.
He's a bandit and he rolled an 11. That's as good as you're gonna get.
Fine, it's better than nothing.
Thank you.
That's a great bit of art.
He's like,
I was threatened into revealing this information. I just want y'all to leave.
yeah, straight up. He does not want you here. Why are you still talking to me? You've already like beat me up and tackled me to the ground.
As if that's all we could do to him.
It's true.
The only one who actually damaged him was Leafy.
Still, he's not happy. He's not having a good day.
Well, good luck, Merman, with whatever the rest of your life has in store for you, however short it may be. And Samir is going to stand up and walk away again. Walk back towards the main area of the mayor's house.
Lish kind of rolls off of the wall that he was leaning against and goes and follows.
When you get up there, Mitsuko is still playing with Bright Mellow, although you now see that there's an elf woman sitting nearby, keeping an eye on her. She is very tall. She's maybe about like 6'1" tall for an elf. She's got dark skin and dreadlocked hair kind of pulled back into a ponytail, and she's just watching her daughter play with this little fairy.
Looks like the mother, huh? Okay. There's a random woman staring.
No, that's clearly her mom.
Random woman. Lish will kind of go over and a little ways away, he'll hold his hand out and say, Bright Mellow, we're heading out now. And Bright Mellow kind of says goodbye to the little girl, gives her a little kiss on the nose, and heads back.
Mitsuko looks disappointed that Bright Mellow's leaving, but she runs up to the high elf woman. If any of you speak Elvish, you know she's saying, "Mommy, there was a dog, and then it turned into a person, and then there was a fairy."
That's what happened.
Lish kind of holds Bright Mellow up to his ear and is like, "Did you have fun?" little pixie tinkling in his ear, and he's just like, seems like you had a very good playmate. To like kind of towards the little girl, saying it to Bright Mellow, but more to her as far as that.
And she smiles and waves like very enthusiastically.
He kind of looks at the mother. Can I get like an insight check on the mom, see if she seems like she's like a good mom? Does she...
Yeah, go for it.
We're just judging all of the people here on
Coming
how
into
well
people's
they're doing their
houses
jobs.
and judging them.
Pretty much.
We just roll into town and judge everyone here.
Yeah, do you ever just break into someone's house and start like assessing how good they are at
I
their
mean,
job?
basically, it's my job.
You
Yeah, I
will,
think you could be
you'll
doing a
not,
much better job being the person that you are.
You don't
you won't
know
judge each
that.
other. You'll judge random NPCs.
I rolled a 5, so that's 11.
Okay. I mean, given the way that Mitsuko is running up to her and enthusiastically talking to her, you can glean that she probably wouldn't be doing that if her mom wasn't all that nice to her. And her mom's kind of kneeling down next to her and talking to her in Elvish, and was like, "Oh yeah, that's nice, sweetie. What did you think of that?" So, you know, she seems nice.
Yeah. Okay. Lish kind of softens at that. His suspicion turns into not that. And he'll go and follow the rest.
Demir kind of hesitates, looking at Mitsuko and her mom. Looks like she might say something, and then just turns and walks away instead.
Does Demir have any reaction to Lish interacting with this?
Yeah, she's been like every interaction Lish has had with this child, Demir has been like watching like a hawk.
We do not trust Lish.
We do not trust Lish. We do not trust Bright Mellow. And
Bright Mellow is adorable and is my favorite son.
Out of how big of a sample base?
Out of 3.
They're very tiny. It's really easy to take care of them. And
What do you mean take care of them? Stop it. You're terrible.
Yeah, so Demira's been watching them like a hawk and looks like she's about to say something to the mom, but then like decides it's not worth it and just heads out or heads back to the mayor and thank you for letting us speak to him. And
Of course. Thank you for your help disposing of the bandits. Bringing the remainder one to me.
Huh? You really ought to get your guards in shape.
Tell me about it.
Probably more than just 4. When you have eyes,
I have been asking for reinforcements for quite a while, but they keep putting me off.
Yeah, we.
From where? From the capital?
Well, we're under the jurisdiction of Trios, so.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, hopefully be able to do something to help.
we get this mayor's name. We got this mayor's name, didn't we?
Rico.
Yeah, Mayor Riku
Great.
Shirai. Type it out. Um, and then the daughter is Mitsuko. Mitsuko. And her toy rabbit is Usagi.
This is all vital information.
It is. There'll be a quiz later.
The quiz, which is the boss fight. when
Hey,
all-
you never know.
all the NPCs
Mitsuko and Usagi could be the big bad of the campaign. You don't know.
Yeah,
It's true.
exactly. We don't know what's gonna happen when a child plays with fairies.
Mhm.
The final boss is a sphinx that won't kill us as long as we remember the name of every person we've spoken to. This whole campaign.
And we also have to name all of the other parties' moms.
Exactly. Joke's on you though. You're already in trouble. You didn't get Mitsuko's mom's name.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
Um,
Bold of you to assume that we all have moms.
Exactly. I was gonna say.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Might end up calling it early though, because
Okay.
we're missing a couple people, and that seems like a good stopping point.
Yeah, it does.
yeah,
You talked to the guy, you got information. You know.
headed out to kill some bandits, I guess.
Yeah.
Woo. Oh, God, killing.
I'm gonna go give my half-eaten corn to some birds and replace it with a different corn.
Okay.
Actually, Demir is going to turn to Aaron and just be like, "Are you sure you want to do this? It is going to involve probably killing, and you seemed pretty adamant about not killing."
I think I'd rather be there than not.
You seem like a pretty well prepared fighter for someone who's never had to take anyone down before.
And at that point, I'm gonna notice that I no longer have my battle axe.
Oh God, who has your battle?
It's Ia.
Yeah, you
Oh.
just forgot it in the square when we had that fight.
Oh,
Sometimes
shit.
you don't have other options.
It
Of
is.
which
I thought
I
Bean
need to
had
go
picked
find
it
my
up, so he
battle
picked it
axe.
up, right?
I'll meet you guys. Yeah. And I'm gonna start leaving.
I'm gonna go with him.
Okay.
This doesn't seem like the most reliable of parties. Demir is going to say, not in common, probably in her native tongue, more just to herself. And yeah, that's all I wanted to do.
Levy looks very interested when you speak in your native tongue, by the way.
Demir has been more or less peppering it throughout most of her speaking. It's just now that she's switched fully into it.
We're gonna reach that
Yeah.
point in the campaign when we all start depending on each other, and then Levy is going to refuse to let it progress until everyone has taught her the languages they know.
I'm not moving from this spot until
Until I know every single one of your languages. I will level up in this spot.
The big bat's standing there like,
It's gotta go.
The big bad yells at us in some demonic language, and Levy's like, hang on.
whoa.
Hang on.
and just starts taking notes. And it's like,
Is it fair to roast someone who's not even here? Yes, the answer is yes.
Always.
All right. So are we calling it?
Ah,
Yeah, I think we'll call it. I'll
all right.
stop sharing and I will stop the recording.